Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all to the Fai Awards Ceremony 2020 in these particular times. My name is Regan Tetlow and I am delighted to present this year's ceremony. I invite you all now to listen to the FAI anthem. To preside over the ceremony, I would like now to introduce the President of the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale, Mr. Bob Henderson.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to welcome you to the 2020 FAI Awards announcement. On behalf of FAI, I would like to thank you for joining us today, wherever you are on this planet. I'm talking to you from my home in Thames, New Zealand. Due to the pandemic, adaptation is this year's key word. By moving our traditional ceremony online, our goal was to honour our awardees as we always do, despite the circumstances. Thank you for being flexible and making the shift to an online announcement with us. For FAI, it was crucial to keep our annual awards ceremony, albeit in a different format, as it is truly the signature highlight of our federation. It is the moment when we recognise the women and men whose dedication, passion, skill and talent have elevated airsports and space further and higher. It is the recognition of the essence of our community, the people who are FAI. Over the years we have grown, evolved and diversified, and so have our distinctions. Our general awards and awards for individual disciplines cover all the activities currently under the umbrella of our federation, from ballooning to space and the environment. In that sense, it's interesting to see how the history of aviation and space exploration is told through the names of our awards. The Lilienthal Gliding Medal, the Paul TISSANDIER Diploma and the Charles Lindbergh General Aviation Diploma, to name a few. These prestigious pioneers shaped history. They inspired and continue to inspire generations of pilots. The 45 awardees, people and organisations, honoured by FAI this year follow in their illustrious footsteps. I warmly congratulate them for their well-deserved FAI medals and diplomas. And now, to all of you who follow us today, thank you for sharing this special moment with us. I look forward to meeting you again in person. Until then, stay safe and keep enjoying the sky we all share.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our introduction. We will now proceed with the announcement of the awards recipients. This is one of the most important roles of the FAI, to give recognition to great performances and exceptional efforts made by individuals and groups to promote and develop aviation and air sports. Let's start with one of our most prestigious medals, the FAI Gold Space Medal. For his contribution to the development of astronautics, the FAI Gold Space Medal is awarded to Yuri Gagarin from the Soviet Union. Mr. Gagarin is the first man in history to fly into outer space. April the 12th, 2021 marks the 60th anniversary of his historic flight, with the whole world celebrating this event. His first space flight in 1961 brought to life ideas of Konstantin Tsiolkovsky about human presence in outer space and began the era of manned space exploration. His flight led to establishing the FAI Space Record Commission on Space and started a new trend of registering human achievements in space exploration. As a result, the first 3 world records were registered: flight duration, flight altitude, and weight lifted. The day of his flight, April 12th, is celebrated as the World Aviation and Astronautics Day in accordance with the protocol of the 61st FAI General Conference in 1967. In 2011, at a special plenary meeting, the UN General Assembly officially proclaimed April 12th the International Day of Human Spaceflight. His heroic deed is recognized by all mankind. He deserves to be awarded the FAI Gold Space Medal for his outstanding contribution to astronautics and for enriching world history before his death in 1968. Please join me in posthumously congratulating Mr. Yuri Gagarin. Now we will reveal the name of the person who has the honour of receiving the FAI Silver Medal. This medal is reserved for persons who have occupied high office in the FAI or in an aeronautical organisation in one of its member countries, and in the discharge of their duties have shown exceptional powers of leadership and influence to the benefit of the whole international air sports community. The FAI Silver Medal is awarded to Sergei Koselyov. Mr. Koselyov comes from Russia and is the oldest parachutist athlete with many champion titles. He started parachuting in 1951 and is a 10 times world record holder. He is the honoured coach of the Russian Federation and an international judge and the designer of several parachute systems. As the founder of filming practice during skydiving, he developed technical systems for filming while in the air. He created a special parachute training course for Russian astronauts and was the skydiving instructor for Yuri Gagarin. He supervised the training of astronauts in zero-gravity conditions on board an aircraft laboratory. In 1973, he was among 12 parachutists who participated in the world's first ring formation free skydive. Since 1993, he has worked for the FAS of the Russian Federation, including as the Secretary General of FAS. At the age of 88, he heads the parachute team of veterans and enjoys sharing his experience with young people. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Sergei Koselyov. Now comes the FAI Bronze Medal. This medal is reserved for persons who have rendered eminent service to the FAI. The FAI Bronze Medal is awarded to Emil Gesendiner. Mr. Gesendiner comes from Switzerland. He and his late brother Bruno were both champions in radio-controlled aerobatics. Actually, his brother won the World Championship title once, but unfortunately was killed in a car accident. Then Emil took care of the small family company, producing electric retracts and other accessories for models for a couple of years. He is dedicated to electro flight and he is still the chairman of the FAI AEROMODELLING F5 subcommittee. Regarding the editorial staff, he was producing a daily newsletter in events which were organised in Switzerland for many years. And of course, he has been the editor of the CIAM Flyer for many years as well. Originally, the CIAM Flyer was a paper edition, but later on we switched to e-publication, and normally he is preparing 6 publications per year by himself. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Emil Gesendiner. Let me now present the recipient of the diploma for outstanding airmanship. The recipient of this diploma is the crew of the Ural Airlines Flight 178, with the pilot in command being Damir Yusupov. The flight was a scheduled passenger flight from Moscow Zhukovsky International Airport to Simferopol. On the 15th of August 2019, the aircraft suffered a bird strike shortly after takeoff. Hauling power ceased to nearly zero and the pilot had to find an open space for landing. The crew opted to make an emergency landing in a cornfield beyond the end of the airport runway and dedicated to turn off both engines just before touchdown. The aircraft made a hard landing in the cornfield 2.8 nautical miles from the airport. Breaking the well-trained emergency procedure, the pilot chose not to lower the landing gear in order to skid more effectively over the corn. It worked out perfectly well. The crew also managed to avoid the explosion of the 16 tons of fuel on board. Everybody on board survived. Some 74 people sustained injuries, but none were severe. Please join me in congratulating the crew of the Ural Airlines Flight 178 with the pilot in command, Damir Yusupov. We now move to the Group Diplomas of Honour. These diplomas are awarded to groups of people who have contributed significantly to the progress of aeronautics or astronautics in recent years. Our winners for aeronautics tonight are the Australian Aerobatic Club from Australia for their commitment to the safe, enjoyable and controlled conduct of the sport of aerobatics in Australia. Club Las Candilas Paramotoras from Spain for the development and promotion of paramotor in Spain. Hong Kong Drone Sports Association from Hong Kong, China for promoting and supporting all forms of recreational, competitive and commercial drone activities in Hong Kong. Cathay Pacific Airways from Hong Kong, China for the promotion of air sports in Hong Kong, China. LLC Aviation Storytel from Russia for the production of light gliders for free flights and sports classes and the promotion of gliding in Russia. And our winner for aeronautics is the Energia Corporation from Russia for its significant contribution to the development of astronautics, being one of the leading companies in the Russian space industry. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the FAI Group Diplomas of Honour. Let's move on to the recipients of the Paul TISSANDIER Diplomas. This diploma was established in 1952 and named in honour of Mr. Paul TISSANDIER, Secretary General of the FAI from 1919 to 1945. It is awarded to those who have served the cause of aviation in general and sporting aviation in particular. Our TISSANDIER recipients come from diverse backgrounds, but they all deserve this recognition for their work, initiative and devotion. Graham Hill from Australia, who has made a significant contribution. Cassandra Moller from Australia. Peter Townsend from Australia. Chris Brownhill from Canada, posthumously. Pedro Jaime Quiroga Escalera from Chile. Peter Ernest Mills from Hong Kong, China. Andreas Gayon-Gayolsi from Hungary. Paul Hausalvi from Hungary. Kostas Staniowski from North Macedonia. Pauline Hickley from New Zealand. Ian Kirkpatrick from New Zealand. Jose Manuel Rebelo de Costa from Portugal. Alexei Isov from Russia. Vladimir Kokrin from Russia. Nikolay Rodionov from Russia. Professor Roland Miller from Switzerland. Paul Rudolph from Switzerland. Bent Erik von Zell from Sweden. John Grubstrom from Sweden. Malin Torell from Sweden. Roger Hopkinson MBE from the United Kingdom. Cliff Whitaker from the United Kingdom. Scott A. Newman from the USA. Robert Stangarone from the USA. Please join me in congratulating the recipients of the FAI Paul TISSANDIER Diploma. We now move on to the Charles Lindbergh General Aviation Diploma. This diploma is awarded to individuals or organisations that have contributed significantly over a period of not less than 10 years to the progress and success of general aviation. The Charles Lindbergh General Aviation Diploma is awarded this year to Jan Čudi from Slovakia. Mr. Čudi held important positions in various aviation organisations and institutions. He has served as a commission delegate, international judge and international juror, contest director, team manager, chief judge for many precision and air rally flying events. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Jan Čudi. Time now to know the name of the recipient of the Lilienthal Gliding Medal. This medal is awarded for a particularly remarkable gliding performance or eminent services to gliding. The Lilienthal Gliding Medal is awarded this year to Gisela Weinreich from Germany. Miss Weinreich is receiving the medal for her exceptional and remarkable career in air sports, especially gliding. Because of both her success as well as her efforts, she has earned the respect and gratitude of those for whom and with whom she serves. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Gisela Weinreich. We now move on to the Leonardo da Vinci Parachuting Diploma. This diploma is awarded to a parachutist who has successfully fulfilled the function of chief judge at least twice at an international competition and at least once at a World Parachuting Championships, or fulfilled at least 3 times consecutively the function of international judge at a World Parachuting Championships. The Leonardo da Vinci Parachuting Diploma is awarded this year to Larry Bagley from the USA. Mr. Bagley is receiving this diploma for more than 50 years of participation in skydiving and for setting the standard for service to the skydiving community. His service to the US Parachute Association is without equal. He also served the International Skydiving Museum in recognition of his contribution to the sport. Larry has received the FAI Paul Tissandier Diploma, the USPA Lifetime Achievement, and has been inducted into the International Skydiving Hall of Fame and received numerous other awards. All our thoughts are with his family now, as Barry passed away recently. Please join me in posthumously congratulating Mr. Larry Bagley. We now move on to the Gold Parachuting Medal. This medal is awarded for an outstanding accomplishment in connection with parachuting. The Gold Parachuting Medal is awarded this year to Urs Freskenecht from Switzerland. Mr. Freskenecht is receiving this medal for his guidance of Swiss parachuting to a high level of national and international recognition, and for his many contributions on behalf of Switzerland to the qualitative and safe development of parachuting. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Urs Freskenecht. We now move on to the FAI AEROMODELLING Gold Medal. This medal is awarded to an aeromodeller of an FAI member for outstanding merit in organisation activities. The FAI AEROMODELLING Gold Medal is awarded this year to Ingemar Larsson from Sweden. Mr. Larsson is receiving this medal for having served, amongst others, as Commission Delegate, Judge, Jury Member, Event Director, Organiser, Chairman, Editor, and for having shown outstanding merit in developing aeromodelling by organisational activities. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Ingemar Larsson. We now move on to the Andrei TUPOLEV Aeromodelling Medal. This medal is awarded to an aeromodeller who in the same year wins the World and National Aeromodelling Championships in the same class of models. The Andrei TUPOLEV Aeromodelling Medal is awarded this year to Jan Sedlacek from the Czech Republic. Mr. Sedlacek won the World and National Championships in 2019 in Class F5D. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Jan Sedlacek. We now move on to the Alphonse Pernod Aeromodelling Diploma. This diploma is awarded to who has obtained at least 3 times consecutively the title of National Champion, obtained at least once the title of World Champion, or for other outstanding sporting achievements. The Alphonse Pernod Aeromodelling Diploma is awarded this year to Jan Sedlacek from the Czech Republic. Mr. Sedlacek is receiving the diploma for his outstanding sporting achievements in aeromodelling. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Jan Sedlacek. We now move on to the Antonov Aeromodelling Diploma. This diploma is awarded to an aeromodeller for technical innovations in aeromodelling. The Antonov Aeromodelling Diploma is awarded this year to Peter Hallman from the United Kingdom. Peter Hallman designed initially the Irvine 15R 2.5cc glow engine specifically to be used in F2A control line speed. He personally oversaw every stage of the engine into production. The British F2A team used the Irvine 15R for the first time at the 1987 European Championships, when the team took the first ever Championships team medal. Peter had prepared all the engines that resulted in this FAI Silver team medal. He also designed a modified version of the Irvine 15R, which became the Hallman Special F2A engine, still used by the British team in FAI Championships and FAI World Cups. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Peter Hallman. We now move on to the Gold ROTORCRAFT medal. This medal is to reward a particularly remarkable achievement in rotorcraft, including use as a sporting vehicle or eminent services to the development of rotorcraft over an extended period of time. The Gold ROTORCRAFT medal is awarded this year to Quentin Smith from the United Kingdom. Mr. Smith is receiving this medal for his achievement in rotorcraft as an active flight instructor, examiner and mentor who inspires helicopter pilots around the world. He has an enviable list of achievements that should be formally marked with this medal. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Quentin Smith. We now move on to the BIANCOTTO Aerobatic Diploma. This diploma is awarded to individuals or organisations that have contributed significantly to the sport of aerobatics. The BIANCOTTO Aerobatic Diploma is awarded this year to Roland Kung from Switzerland. Mr. Kung is receiving this diploma for having decisively shaped the sport of glider aerobatics as it exists today by initiating and financing the development of the Swift F1 glider. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Roland Kung. We now move on to the Phoenix Cup Diploma. This diploma is awarded for the best reconstruction or renovation of a vintage aircraft, achieved by a group of any size or description, i.e. a museum, a sponsored group or a society or a company. The Phoenix Group Diploma is awarded this year to Guy Black from the United Kingdom, who located the remains of a World War I de Havilland 9, a rare machine, despite the large numbers built. He and a small group of craftsmen have lovingly restored it to its flying condition over a period of 17 years. The aim of the restoration was to produce an aircraft that was 100% authentic. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Guy Black. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our FAI Awards Ceremony. It was a pleasure for me to present this event in this special format. On behalf of the FAI, I would like to thank you all for sharing this time with us and wish you a great FAI General Conference.